What's up, you guys? Wanted to bring another action figure review to you again. And this is the Arkham Origins Lady Shiva action figure. And she's a figure I have been sought after for a long time. I have been after her for a pretty long time, guys. I'm very happy to add her to my collection. She's a little hard to get. Kind of had a hard time picking her up, but I finally got her. And I'm really excited about it. Really excited about getting this figure. As you can see in her face sculpt, she's very beautiful. And she also comes with her Katana Sword, which I love a lot. As you can see the detail on that. She's a very interesting character as well. I don't know a whole lot of backstory on her. I ain't really do my research. So she got this kind of like soft pliable material here, the little tassels in it, articulation wise. This is what she brings to the table. She can look up about that much. She can look down about that much. Her arms are really stiff. I do not want to break this figure at all, so I can only get mine out about this much. I don't know, maybe you guys who are articulative people, because I'm not really much into articulation. I just love the sculpting the figures. But for those of you who are very keen on articulation, maybe you can heat the arms up and maybe she'll stretch out more, but I'm not going to break mine. So as you saw, a full rotation. She has a single bend at the elbow. She has swivel arm, single bend at the knee, but her knee, at least on my figure, won't go back as much. So I'm not going to put any strain on that, but you know, you could just get a little description right there as far as how her knee goes. Nothing in the waist. And she has a boot cut, full swivel in her boot. And I guess that's about it. I guess I'm not missing anything. If I am, please forgive me. I just love the detail of her outfit. I think she's very beautifully sculpted. She is based off the Arkham Origins game. It's a shame because I think she's probably part of a DLC that I did not get to play, because I actually do find Lady Shiva very I find her to be a very interesting character, especially since I've been reading the Rebirth comic books, which, you know, that's like what I'm kind of like really basing her on right now. And she's pretty much at odds with this man right here, Mr. Ra's al Ghul. So, you know, it's very interesting from what I've been reading in Rebirth, because she's in charge of the League of Shadows, which those of you who watch the Dark Knight trilogy know that the League of Shadows is what Ra's al Ghul called it in the movie, but in comic book form, the League of Assassins is what Ra's al Ghul calls his group. I think that Lady Shiva was a part of, you know, the League of Assassins, but she kind of branched out into her own and formed the League of Shadows, because that's what the Rebirth comic books are telling me right now. I don't know if she was a former student of Ra's or not. Like I said, I didn't really do my whole, you know, backup history on her and everything like that. But I think that from what I'm reading in the Rebirth comic books now, like she is just really a badass. Like she's nobody to F with. Like seriously, like in Rebirth, from what I read, Ra's al Ghul can't even take her on, and that's really saying something because we know like Ra's al Ghul is like the deadliest man in the world. You know what I mean? And if he can't take her on, like I said, that's just really saying something. So she's really, really a deadly character. It's something about deadly female characters that I really like. I don't know why. It's just something that I have just in any kind of medium. Like I just really appreciate. It's I don't know. It's just to me, it's just something very appealing about a female who's just deadly, and just a complete badass. Because it's like, I guess, I guess it's my chauvinistic way of looking at it from a man's perspective. Is like, oh, you would never, expect a female to be able to do this or to be able to do that. You know what I mean? And then boom, it's just a big surprise. She surprises you. So that's how I kind of feel about Lady Shiva. But it's like even when you look at her, she still looks deadly. And it's like that's the scary part. It's like she looks like a chick like not to be effed with. And but at the same time, like you look at her body, you look at her physicality, and you're like, really? Like, is this chick really as dangerous or as bad as, but looks are deceiving. Appearances are deceiving. She may look like a little thing, but she's the most deadliest woman in the world. Well, in the DC universe anyway. Not even Batman can mess with her. You know what I mean? And we all know, like, Batman, really? Like Batman could beat anybody, but like, especially in the Rebirth comics, like, they've made it clear that Batman can't mess with her, Ra's al Ghul can't mess with her. So if those two men right there, who are like arguably two of the best fighters in the DC universe, can't mess with this chick, then that's really saying something. Like, what is this saying about this chick right here? So it's just, that's just my thoughts on Lady Shiva. Like, I really like her a lot. She's a badass. I've just come to grow to really appreciate this character even more. I think she's really dynamic in a lot of different ways. And I'm just happy to add her to my collection. Another Batman character that I get to have in my collection. And so let's see the deal with her Katana Sword. So her Katana Sword is really dope. Really feeling it. Really, really feeling the detail of this sword. All the paint applications and everything. Forgive my camera for being a total dick to me right now, but really digging all the artwork on the on the Katana Sword. Oh wow. What am I going to do about this dumb camera? Nothing, I guess. So you take it out of the sheath because you can, which is awesome. It's really cool. And you put it in Lady Shiva's closed-fisted hand, and then there you have her. She's ready to go. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. She's ready to go. Now, when I first kicked off this review, I kind of finagled her holding this sheath with the sword inside in this open hand right here, because it can't fit in the closest hand. I wish they gave her like some kind of belt accessory or something where she could attach her sheath like to her waist, and like that would have been really cool. But if you could kind of work it out in a way, it does take a little doing though. Like, like I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but you can do that. You can have her hold this sheath in her open hand right there. I ain't gonna try to really mess with that right now, but you know what I'm saying? You can do that. So that is an option. So you can display her that way. It might fall out of her hand, but like, you just gotta try to work it in there, and and see if you can display her that way. So let's get into some size comparison. So of course we got her standing next to the Dark Knight, Batman himself, and they're in pretty much good scale with one another. I really like that. I like that a lot. And of course we got her standing next to the heir to the demon, Ra's al Ghul himself. You know what I'm saying? So he's taller than her, obviously, because he's like more closer to the 7-inch scale. But you know what? That scale, it feels right. It feels right. I think, in my personal opinion, I think that Ra's al Ghul would be taller than her. Bigger than her, more opposing, but it just makes it all the more satisfying when she could just knock him on his ass. You know what I mean? So that's just really dope. Another size comparison here, we have her standing next to Nightwing, and they scale pretty much well together too. I really like that. And for fun, we have her standing next to the Marvel Legends, Netflix, Elektra, and yeah, it's yeah, that's just what it is. And for another comparison, we have her standing next to Commissioner Gordon. And for a final comparison, we got her standing next to the Man of Steel himself, Superman. So my overall final opinion on this figure, I love it. I've been wanting this figure for a very long time. I'm very, very extremely happy to have her. She's a beautifully sculpted figure, from the details of her, sculpting of her face, her eyes, her makeup, her suit, her sword, accessory, sheath, all of that. Very, very highly pleased with this figure. I love, most of DC collectibles figures. Their sculpting work is like, second to none. So, really, really love this figure a lot. I've been wanting this figure, like I said, for a very long time. Very, very happy to add her to my collection and still expanding my Batman universe, which is going to take me forever. I don't know how long, but stay tuned, guys. I know I've been breaking down a lot of DC stuff, but trust me, it's a lot of Marvel things coming out, a lot of Marvel Legends that's going to break my pockets. And speaking of Marvel, I got something coming next week, a very special surprise for you guys. I think you're really going to love. I'm really excited for it. So I love this figure, reviewing the DC collectibles Arkham Origins Lady Shiva. Highly worth the pickup. Until the next time, see ya.